Hello, my fellow friends and people reading and face reading enthusiasts. Today I have a special treat for you. We are going to look into the presidential election of the United States, and we are looking into Donald Trump, but not so much about this is about Donald Trump, but more so about J.D. Vance, his chosen vice president. And we are not looking at it from a strategic standpoint, like where you look at it, what kind of voters does he bring in, but we are looking at it from a recruiting standpoint in terms of personality and why J.D. Vance might be a very good fit personality-wise for Donald Trump compared with some other candidates which were out there and were discussed. So let's jump right into it. And here we have these two guys. Let's take a look at the video for a little moment.
I wouldn't be worried about any of them. Look, they have bad policies. Forget about the people. They have an open border policy.
So what kind of guy is Donald Trump? We all know Donald Trump. He is this, in terms of an archetype, he is this king who goes into the front, who wants to fight. So maybe he is a kind of a warlord from an archetypical standpoint. So what makes a king? There is actually a face reading technique from the Chinese face readers, which takes face shapes and reads those face shapes. And the face shape we find with Donald Trump, and we find actually with most of people in business or at least in politics, they have the upper lip is thinner than the lower lip. They have a structured face. They have very low eyebrows. They have small eyes and small pupils. So to just have a closer look at this, Daniel Craig, our James Bond actor, he's basically the perfect depiction of a king face, very structured. And
I have some questions here, which I'm going to try and answer.
So we see the low eyebrows, we see the small eyes, the upper lip is smaller, the lower lip, and we also have with the king faces, we have a very strong jawline.
Convinced you doing this off what I'd started 15 years ago, and I think we've done that and more.
So he gives us already this king vibe. So what makes a king face? A king face is someone who wants to lead. He is someone who wants to build something. He likes to battle, go into war, talent of the warrior. That's what we call nowadays if someone has business skills. So in modern terms, we not only fight like these guys fight for countries, but we fight for clients, we fight for employees and so on, and market share. So the king is also someone who doesn't want to follow, obviously. He likes to enjoy life in its fullest, and he is someone who likes to talk and not so much to listen. And from Donald Trump, we obviously know he is this number one front guy. He does not need anybody on his side. So when we take a look at J.D. Vance, we immediately recognize that he also has the low eyebrows. He has the eyes who are very deep into the holes, small eyes, and also the upper lip is a little bit smaller than the lower lip. And it's in this area, it's somewhat structured, but he also has something else, which we call is a moon face. And the moon face is basically a round face. And in his example, he has the round face in the lower part of his face. So what is a moon face? A moon face is someone who likes to be around people, who is a very likable person, likes to entertain, likes to also enjoy life. And the moon faces, they have a certain trait. They don't want to carry all the responsibility. They don't want to be the number one guys. They don't want to lead from the front. So if you have someone who has a king face and a moon face, where the king wants to lead, wants to build something, and the moon face is someone who doesn't want to take all the responsibility on their back, you have a very interesting mixture which makes no sense from the first sight, but that's why he is a very good candidate for being a number 2 guy to a guy like Donald Trump, who is obviously the person who doesn't need anybody beside him. He is this front guy, and he doesn't like to be questions. And there is also a thing we can see: his very tight ears. His ears are very close to his head, which is someone who, compared to someone with ears that are way more apart from the head, causes way less friction and will not question so much things, and is not the same fighter. Like there is Vivek Ramaswamy, who was also in talks for being maybe a good candidate for Donald Trump. Yeah, maybe from his beliefs, but personality-wise, he is obviously, his ears are not tied to his head, and he's a guy who talks a lot, wants to be on the stage. We also see the triangular face shape in the bottom half of his face, which is a so-called fire face. And the fire faces, everything you associate with fire bring with them, namely being very very much likes to talk, has the talent of the stage, is a very present person, brings in the fire into the room. So he obviously would, personality-wise, not be such a good pick for Donald Trump, compared to J.D. Vance, who is a person who is very harmonious. He also gives us just by intuition, we get a very harmonious vibe. The full lips is also showing that he has a sensitive side to himself, but still with his king face features, the small eyes, the deep eyebrows.
Of Ohio. Welcome, Senator, and thank you for joining us.
He is still someone who likes to fight. Let's hear, compared to Ramaswamy, how he is talking.
Context quip that I made 3 years ago. It's the fact that Kamala Harris, the border czar, opened the American southern border. It's the fact that the Democratic Party...
So it's very harmonious, very calm talking, compared to Vivek Ramaswamy.
You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
And you can also read the tone of voice, which in his case is a fire voice, which also matches his face shape. And obviously a fire voice is also something that wants to steer the boat, bring in the fire. So we have to give it to Donald Trump and maybe his team. And they might not have had a face reader or a personality reader, or maybe they have had someone, but at least there is always something subconsciously going on, and maybe they have chosen him because they know he is this calm guy sitting beside Trump, like in this interview, where he is basically not talking that much and he's just there as a fan, which we would expect from a moon face, also someone who likes to enjoy life. So the moon faces are the perfect body for the kings, and a combination of a moon face and a king face is the perfect person to be on top but not in the front, if you understand what I mean by that.
They have a high tax policy, they have a bad military policy. The whole world is going woke, their world is going woke. The Green New Scam, we're spending all our money on things that don't work. The whole thing is a mess.
So let's see if he stays in the race until the end, because there is obviously already discussions if he was the right pick or not. And if Donald Trump gets someone else, we will look into that as well and wait for me to bring you more content for the presidential elections, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye 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 bye.